With the trend of Americans choosing whole plant foods or meat substitutes over animal products, whether it be for health reasons or to prevent less animal slaughter, the question often arises of what foods there are to eat that you could get a sufficient amount of protein from. We all know that we need protein, but what exactly do we need it for? How much do we need exactly every day? And how can we get enough of it if we decide to cut back on meat consumption? Today here at WNSD, we are joined with registered dietitian Sarah to find the importance of protein and what meatless options we can get from it.
Many of you know that protein is needed for an adequate diet, but do you know your body needs it, or what foods it's actually in, or how much you should have daily? Proteins are made up of amino acids, which can be thought as the building blocks for bones, muscles, cartilage, skin, and blood. There are also blocks for enzymes, hormones, and vitamins. Protein is part of your DNA. It combines with nucleic acids to form nucleoproteins in the nucleus of every cell in your body. Enzymes are the proteins which make everything happen, from breaking down food to absorption to regulating the entry of nutrients through the cell walls and the removal of waste products. Myoglobin is a protein with iron, carries oxygen around the body. Myoglobin and elastin are the two main proteins in muscle fibers. Bones are made up of mainly proteins with calcium, magnesium, and phosphate. Additionally, most of you know that to have strong bones, you need calcium, like milk, but what most of you don't know is protein also makes strong bones. Why is this? Protein intake increases intestinal calcium absorption, offsetting its effect on calcium excretion. Hormones, which send chemical messages between nerve cells and to regulate metabolism, and keratin, which forms your hair and nails. When you ask someone what foods have the highest protein intake in it, they usually say some sort of meat, whether it is steak, chicken, pork. If you ask them how much protein you should have a day, they probably do not know. For an average sedentary woman, this is about 46 grams per day, while for a sedentary men, this is about 56 grams per day. This means that a steak or chicken pork for dinner will give you more than half of what is daily recommended. What people don't know is how much protein is in meatless protein options. Some of the popular food items I have picked out here. We have peanut butter, which is about 8 grams per 2 tablespoons. And then we have tofu, which is about 15 to 20 grams per half a cup. We have some quinoa, which is more than 8 grams per cup. Eggs, which is about 6 grams. Some Greek yogurt, which one container is about 17 grams. We have hummus, which is 1.2 grams per 1 tablespoon. And we have also kale, which a lot of people like, which is 2.9 grams per cup. We get protein from food we eat because there are some amino acids that the body cannot make in required amounts. They are called essential, and they come from the diet. Complete protein foods have all the essential amino acids. Animal foods, such as meat, poultry, eggs, dairy, and fish, are complete protein sources. Most of the meatless protein options are incomplete protein, in which they only have low amounts of some essential amino acids. Although, if you combine 2 or more with incomplete proteins to form complementary proteins, they can provide an adequate amount of all the essential amino acids. Complementary proteins do not need to be eaten together, just as long as they are supplied within the day's meal. Some food pairings that make complement protein are legumes or grains, nuts, seeds or dairy, grains with dairy, dairy with nuts and seeds, and legumes. You probably are already eating common meals that are naturally complement each other's proteins without even realizing it. These include a peanut butter sandwich, macaroni and cheese, hummus with pita bread, noodle stir fry with peanut or sesame seed sauce, pizza, lasagna, and tacos filled with beans or lentils.
So now there's some questions to ask you. Can you get too much protein?
Yes, you can. Americans often consume more protein than is actually necessary for their diet, but this could also lead to some serious health problems, such as elevated blood sugar, weight gain, kidney disease, kidney stones, cancer, and osteoporosis.
I didn't even know half of those.
I know.
Wow. What about some people need more protein than others, or does everybody need the same amount?
Yes, in certain stages of your life, you do need more protein than others. When you're a child, a pregnant or lactating woman, they often need more protein than the average person would.
And last question. Since Americans get a lot of protein, are protein deficiencies common?
Protein deficiencies are common among people who live in developing countries usually, impoverished communities, and elderly who lack access to nutritious foods. Protein deficiency also affects people with diseases that cause them to lose their appetite and experience muscle breakdown.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It is very important to get adequate protein with more people going meatless. There are many ways you can achieve this. I hope you viewers are more indicated to try other protein food sources and branch out. Tune in tomorrow to learn about whole grains.